Hello everyone, welcome to your weekly forecast for August 2nd, Monday through Sunday, August 8th. There are four major aspects this week. On Monday, August 2nd, the Sun in Leo opposes Saturn in Aquarius. On Tuesday, August 3rd, Venus in Virgo trines Uranus in Taurus. On Wednesday, August 4th, Mercury in Leo squares Uranus in Taurus, and on Saturday, August 6th, the Sun in Leo squares Uranus in Taurus. So, okay, we'll just start right off here, but before I forget, be sure to check out my Ask Me a Question. It's in the description below there, and there's also a link there to my website if you would like to have your personal chart done. Check out my monthly forecast, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Okay, so for Aries, on Monday, August 2nd, the Sun in Leo in your 5th house opposes Saturn transiting in Aquarius in your 11th house. So, okay, the 5th house where the Sun is in Mercury actually with Leo is your house of fun and romance and entertainment, creativity, gambling, speculation. Your children or anyone's children, or even doing like childlike things, whatever, is, the house of fun. Okay, your 11th house where you have the sign of Aquarius is your house of, like most sociable house, let's put it that way. It's your friends, acquaintances, where you would normally go to hang out. It's socializing online, in social media. It's any kind of organization that you could belong to. So having Saturn here and Jupiter is also back here now. So in a lot of ways, Jupiter, when it's here, okay, it was gone for just a month or so in Pisces, but now that it's back, it should be bringing some new person into your group of friends. Or some new place to go to, possibly, new club or something, new bar or whatever. And Saturn here, with both of these traveling together, kind of, they work well when it comes to, let's say, this new friend, this person that's possibly come into your life or is now coming into your life. It is like good for you in some way or other. In a lot of ways, they're the voice of reason. You know, when you and your friends could get talking or doing something, or just whatever, getting carried away, even if it's some form of gossip or something. So this person could be one of those who points out the unreality of whatever it is that you're saying, or whatever it is you and your friends are going to do. Okay. Now this Sun from your 5th house kind of means, the opposition means that you are doing something possibly romantic. Maybe you're involved with someone that this new friend or even your group of friends feels that maybe they're not for you. Maybe they may possibly have heard something about whomever it is that you may be seeing, or maybe they even know something about them. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's true. It's just, it could be just gossip, but whatever. There's a little bit of difference of opinion between you and your friends, either regarding your romantic life, whatever you do for fun, some kind of creative project that you may possibly be involved in, or if you have children, something in regards to your child or children, even to the point where someone may make a smart comment about how you are raising them, or what you let them get away with, or anything. It's what it is it's somebody in your group of friends or some organization that you belong to that is kind of like looking down their nose at you for whatever it is that you're doing that is fun, okay, or whomever it is you're involved with romantically or whatever. Okay, on Tuesday, August 3rd, Venus in Virgo in your 6th house trines Uranus transiting in your 2nd house of Taurus. So this is actually very nice, having Venus in your 6th house of the kind of work that you do, and Uranus transiting in your 2nd house of earned income, how you earn your money. It looks like even if you don't have a job or even if you don't work at all, there's something that you're doing right now that is kind of creative, or you're beautifying, or prettying up, or enhancing whatever kind of work it is that you do, even if it's has something to do with you yourself, your personality. You know, if you work with the public or something like that, you know, there's something about you that is like a real asset to your employer, and you bring that to the job. Maybe people don't recognize it, maybe they do. You know, the people that really matter, the ones with the money that are there to increase your pay in some way or other. Okay, so something like that could actually happen right now. It doesn't look like it's a big increase, but anything will help, right? It looks like you are gaining more money through something that you do, work that you do, or even just something that you do that could be like a favor of some kind to someone. They may pay you for it, whatever it is. On Wednesday, August 4th, Mercury in Leo in your 5th house squares Uranus, transiting in your 2nd house of Taurus. And on Saturday, August 6th, the Sun in Leo in your 5th house also squares Uranus, transiting in your 2nd house of Taurus. So this is back to, you know, the house of fun, where you have Leo, and a square to your 2nd house of income. And all it kind of means is that whatever fun you were going to do or are currently doing is actually costing more money than you thought it would. Sudden expenses come up out of nowhere. If you've traveled somewhere, maybe you're even like at a day park with it's some kind of water slide kind of place or something like that, you know, you could find out there's all kinds of fees that actually go along with your day. Or there could even be some kind of restrictions, and this is due to the pandemic and whatever, that you thought you allotted for, but maybe you didn't, so you have to purchase something or other in order to adhere to the regulations for wherever it is that you are. Or, you know, you could just be doing, planning on doing something, let's say even with your child. Your child could be an extra added expense right now. Your child or someone else's, even if it's just that you're willing to pay their way, or you're willing to pay your child's way plus their friends or something like that. But it's an unexpected expense in regards to fun or entertainment or whatever of some kind. Okay, for Taurus, on Monday, August 2nd, the Sun in Leo in your 4th house opposes Saturn, transiting in your 10th house of Aquarius. And all this kind of means is your Sun in your 4th house of your family life, your personal life, your home life, where you live, opposes your 10th house of career and your job and your outer life, your career, how you're known by reputation, even personally, but also by professionally. So something in your job may put a real damper on your family life. You may have to take on extra work that actually belonged to someone else, more than likely a higher up, who has more than likely can't come up with some kind of lame excuse as to why they can't do what they were supposed to do, so you have to fill in for them. If you don't work at all, okay, your 10th house is still your public life, okay, so people could be talking about you on and off. You know, Jupiter's here at the same time, so it really has some very nice things being said about you. It evens out between Jupiter and Saturn here together. They complement each other in a way, okay. Saturn doesn't let Jupiter get too carried away with anything, but Jupiter also helps Saturn to let you expand in some way or other. So your public life or your reputation could be out there for some reason or other, you know, and you're possibly being thought as the person, the go-to person for a help in some way or other, or maybe someone would actually like you to, I don't know, run for public office or do something in regards to your area, Maybe they know that if you don't work at all, you're retired or something like that. Maybe in your past working life, your profession, you knew how to do something or other. So you could be called upon to share that kind of knowledge right now with people. On Tuesday, August 3rd, Venus in your 5th house of Virgo trines Uranus transiting in your 1st house of Taurus. So this is very nice, a trine from your 5th house of romance and recreation of any kind of fun, any form of entertainment. It's gambling and speculation. It's going to the movies, going out dancing, exercising by like roller skating, walking, whatever, some kind of fun. You're doing something kind of fun, okay? And this, whatever it is really enhancing the planet Uranus in your 1st house. It's really bringing out the best of you. In fact, you may even be trying something new or something that you haven't done since you were a kid. And it is just like riding a bike, okay? You pick it up again and it's as if you never left, like you just did this thing yesterday. You're that good at it. So you really even kind of surprise yourself while you're surprising other people at how well you do something or other. It could be like a physical thing, or it could be even some kind of mental challenge, but it's fun. It's a game of some kind, possibly. This could even involve children. The 5th house is also children, so it's like having fun with your kids, okay? On Wednesday, August 4th, Mercury in Leo in your 4th house squares Uranus, transiting in your 1st house of Taurus. And on Saturday, August 6th, the Sun in Leo in your 4th house also squares Uranus, transiting in your 4th house of Taurus. Okay, so you got a square from the Sun and Mercury to Uranus in your 1st house, and the square comes from your family life or your personal life. Your 4th house is where you live and the people you live with, but it's the actual physical dwelling, where you live, and the property even surrounding it. Okay, but it's also your past and your childhood. It's your personal life, you know. So there could be something going on here that is really just rubs you the wrong way. Something could be going on with a family member or a roommate if you live with someone, or even if you don't live with anyone at all. It's something in your personal life that's taking away from you, your personality. It's making you alter yourself in some way, or having to adhere to, I don't know, something that whomever may be doing this wants you to change something about yourself. There could also be something just actually going on in your home that needs fixed. Okay, that needs fixed, needs repaired or completely replaced. So that could be another like pain for you, because it's going to cost money, more than likely, right? So for Gemini, on Monday, August 2nd, the Sun in Leo in your 3rd house opposes Saturn, traveling in your 9th house of Aquarius. So both of these houses, the 3rd and 9th, are travel and communication houses. They're media houses. Both are houses of learning and the written word. The opposition from the Sun just means that maybe there could be a communication of some kind from you. It could be to you, but I'd have to say right now it's from you to someone. 9th house is anything foreign or long distance travel or communications from someone in another part of the world or in another part of your country. Okay, so it could have some kind of conversation even that you have with someone. They don't necessarily have to live at a distance. They could come from a completely different background than yours. And this is more than likely somebody that you've already had contact with, someone you already know. You really don't see eye to eye with them. As far as your opinions go, they're kind of like different, really different. So it's good to not even bring up certain subjects or topics of conversation with them. You know, already know not to bother. But the ninth house is also legal matters, so this is a time where you could have to sign something or reply or acknowledge some kind of communication in regards to a legal matter that, I don't know, you just have really been putting off, possibly. It could be regarding anything. It's not necessarily too bad, because now you have Jupiter back in this ninth house at the same time with Saturn. So Jupiter helps to alleviate any kind of like pressures possibly that Saturn may be putting on you here. So it's helpful. So whatever it is, it's something, I would have to say, communication of some kind. Could even come by regular postal mail. Okay, or email, but regular postal mail. On Tuesday, August 3rd, Venus in Virgo in your 4th house trines Uranus, transiting in your 12th house of Taurus. So this is a very nice trine from your home. Okay, your 4th house is where you live, the home that you live in, apartment, wherever it is, your family, or a roommate, whomever it is that you live with, or even if you live by yourself, it's still your family and family life. Your personal life, though, too. So there's possibly just something going on. Having Uranus in your 12th house of hidden matters and secrets means that possibly there's something going on behind the scenes. Maybe you have a secret ally of some sort, or someone behind the scenes that helps you in some way or other. And this is kind of one of those times again where that is true. It's not like a very big deal if there is someone there that's helping you, but it's a comfort in some way or other, just knowing that they are. Okay. On Wednesday, August 4th, Mercury in Leo in your 3rd house squares Uranus, transiting in your 12th house of Taurus. And on Saturday, August 6th, the Sun in Leo in your 3rd house also squares Uranus, transiting in your 12th house. So we're back to your 12th house again, but it's square from the Sun and Mercury in your 3rd house of communications. And like 3rd house is your everyday life, actually. One of the houses, okay? And it's like where you would normally go throughout the course of your day and people that you would encounter along the way. So I would have to say that on these days, you could possibly be told in a roundabout way, or just stumble across news of some kind. But you could just run into somebody and start talking to them, let's say like at the grocery store or something like that. And they let you in on a little bit of a secret, or something that's not really a secret. Maybe it's a secret to you just because you didn't know, but everybody else knows. It's probably not like a very big deal, but it is to you. It's interesting information to you. You're like really surprised by it, though, too. Okay, but the way the news comes to you, it seems to be, it's in a, like, even a surprising way, or a roundabout way, like, just accidentally even. Okay, for Cancer, on Monday, August 2nd, the Sun in Leo in your 2nd house opposes Saturn, transiting in your 8th house of Aquarius. So both of these houses, the 2nd and the 8th, are money houses. And when you have planets in your 2nd house like you do right now, it brings this house to life. Your 2nd house is how you earn your money, earned income, and the things that you own that are valuable. Okay, 8th house is other people's money and passive money, money coming to you through means other than earning it. Now, having Saturn here along with Jupiter, it makes this like a very active house right now. There may be someone who has named you in their will, or has put you in charge of their estate or something like that, because the 8th house is the house of legacies and inheritances. It's also the house of insurance payouts, legal settlements, refunds of some kind. It's prize money, winning money, something like that. It's also resources. It doesn't necessarily have to be just money. So someone, you could have been slated for receiving something for a long time now. Someone named you as their heir, or they want you to have this or that, and it's been a long time coming. You may have had to even like really go after it, or keep on top of it, have to keep inquiring, where is it, where's my money? This could even be like a refund from the IRS in America, okay, a tax refund, or something to do with our stimulus checks, or something to do with the unemployment, which has been horrendously handled in the state of Pennsylvania, and I'm sure other places too. But anyway, so it could be something like this. And maybe this is the one last time that you really have to inquire about that, or find out, where is your money, okay? On Tuesday, August 3rd, Venus in Virgo in your 3rd house trines Uranus, transiting in your 11th house of Taurus. So your 11th house is your house of sociability. It's like where you go to hang out, your group of friends that you hang out with, any kind of organization that you belong to, and it's also social media. 3rd house is also social media. It's the internet. Having Venus here brings a lot of pleasant times, though, to your everyday conversations. Your 3rd house is also your everyday life and the people that you may encounter throughout the normal course of the day. So having Venus here makes you have like pleasant conversations with people that you run into. And that kind of brings about the same thing with your group of friends, or even on social media with this transit. If you are online, you may end up having a really nice conversation with someone that you've just met, or a friend from your past, maybe that's back in the picture now, and you kindle your friendship or whatever with them. Maybe you weren't even aware they were around again, but it's very pleasant times with while socializing, and or not just online, but in your immediate area also, like your neighborhood. On Wednesday, August 4th, Mercury in Leo in your 2nd house squares Uranus, transiting in Taurus in your 11th house. And on Saturday, August 6th, the Sun in Leo in your 2nd house also squares Uranus, transiting in your 11th house of Taurus. So all this is okay, so you've got the Sun and Mercury in your 2nd house of income, square to Uranus in your 11th house of friends and sociability, okay? It looks like maybe possibly some kind of event has come up just totally out of the blue, or the chance to do something with your group of friends, or go to some place that maybe just opened up, or maybe somebody's just suddenly like having a party, or you're invited to do something, but it's going to cost money to do this thing, and maybe you don't have it right now, or you really just don't feel like spending it on this very thing. You would like to go, but it's going to cost you, and maybe you feel that it's really not worth it. You'll just go another time or whatever. I'm sure it's something like this will come up again, so it doesn't seem like it's a one-time thing, one-time offer. Okay, for Leo, on Monday, August 2nd, the Sun in your 1st house in Leo opposes Saturn, transiting in your 7th house of Aquarius. So this is the day where you may have that kind of conversation with a close friend, a romantic partner, or business partner, or even an encounter with a, let's call them an open enemy, just someone you don't get along with. It's not like too big of a deal, actually. I think it's something that needed to be done, needs to be said. So you're more than likely just getting something off your chest with one of these people. Your 7th house is your house of close relationships and partnerships. So there's something going on there where you may feel that this partner, whatever, is very stifling towards you, maybe not letting you even be yourself. Maybe you feel like you have to keep yourself in check when you're with them or around them, something like that, or they're trying to change you in some way or other. You know, you also have Jupiter transiting here now again, back in Aquarius, so Jupiter will bring you many opportunities for new partners to enter your life, new people, a new friend even. So you might want to keep that in mind. You really don't have to put up with whatever is going on right now, because there are still new people and choices coming into your life, okay? On Tuesday, August 3rd, Venus in Virgo in your second house trines Uranus transiting in your 10th house of Taurus. So this is very nice, okay? Your second house is earned income from your job, okay? Your 10th house is your job, where you have the planet Uranus right now, okay? Venus in your second house attracts things to you like money, okay? Second house, money house, right? And luxury objects, anything Venus oriented. So a nice trine to the planet Uranus in your 10th house could bring just very, not a big deal, you know, not a very large sum or anything like that, but it could actually bring a really nice perk. It could even be, though, a compliment, let's say, from a higher up or a colleague or something, and it's in regards to how well you do your job, but your values and your outlook on life, things like that. Second house is also your personal values. So someone you work with may actually recognize something like that right now, which is very nice. It is nice and sweet, but I'm sure you'd probably rather have the cash, right? Who wouldn't? Anyways, on Wednesday, August 4th, Mercury in Leo in your first house squares Uranus transiting in your 10th house of Taurus. And on Saturday, August 6th, the Sun again in your first house in Leo squares Uranus in your 10th house. Okay? So you've got the Sun and Mercury in your first house squaring that planet in your 10th house of your career. And that's what I mean. You know, you are having some kind of conversation or trying to get something rolling here or moving in regards to your job. Maybe you need to even meet or are requesting to meet with a higher up, or something's going on in your company that you need to be in on. You know, some kind of changes or other going on there. So you're making an inquiry or showing an interest in whatever is going on with, not with just your job, but possibly the people that you work with even. But it looks to me like there's someone, a higher up or a colleague that's possibly you're in contact with right now. And maybe they could even be giving you news about whatever's going on there, and you're trying to figure out like how you fit in all of this. But you are also still, again, okay, looking for more money in regards to your job. Oh. Okay, so for Virgo, on Monday, August 2nd, the Sun in Leo in your 12th house opposes Saturn transiting in your 6th house of Aquarius. So you have these planets in your 12th house of behind-the-scenes actions taken by you or someone else. It's your house of secrets and confidences, your house of dreams, the subconscious mind, the house of self-undoing, just meaning that you could drive yourself crazy by overthinking things or whatever. But your 6th house, where you have Aquarius, and not just Saturn, but Jupiter also transiting, is the workplace and the kind of work that you do, the people you work with, your work schedule even, the building that you actually work in. Even if you're working at home, there's still something or other going on there. So a lot of times, especially with Mercury here at the same time as the Sun in your 12th house, I call it the investigator in you. You know, it brings out the snoop factor, kind of, even though you're not really snooping, you're just inquiring and trying to find out a little bit more about what is going on at work, what's going on with a coworker, a client maybe, or the company that you work for even. There could be some changes or other going on there right now, and you may learn a secret at this time or find out something about someone you work with, or a boss or something like that, or something about the company, perhaps something in the future that's coming up. Maybe you're not supposed to know about it. It's can't really tell how you find out about something like this, but it could be just news about your job or the workplace or something like that you learn at this time that maybe isn't all that good for not just you but all of you and your co-workers. On Tuesday, August 3rd, Venus in Virgo in your first house trines Uranus, transiting in your ninth house of Taurus. So, first of all, having Venus in your first house does make you very appealing right now. Okay, so having Uranus in your ninth house of travel and communications, long distance travel and foreign anything actually. Maybe you are in contact with someone. It could even be on social media. Ninth house is also an internet house and media house. Or just someone that you know. It could be through school or something like that. Maybe a class that you used to take or a school that you used to go to. But you may be in touch with someone, again, who lives at a distance that it may be very sudden. You may hear from them, or you may accidentally run into them, let's say like online or something like that. Or just even hearing from someone at this time. Could actually be that long distance phone call, or hearing about someone, but more than likely from someone that totally out of the blue. On Wednesday, August 4th, Mercury in Leo in your 12th house squares Uranus, transiting in your 9th house of Taurus. And on Saturday, August 6th, the Sun, also in Leo in your 12th house, also squares Uranus, transiting in your 9th house in Taurus. So we've got all this stuff going on behind the scenes with this Sun and Mercury in your 12th house in Leo, squaring the planet Uranus, okay, in your 9th house. Like I said, communications and also travel, but it's also the house of knowledge and higher learning. Just simply because there was an aspect to your 6th house of the workplace, I would have to say that maybe you are finding out something as far as knowledge goes, learning that maybe you know possibly a little bit more, or are actually practically an expert in a certain subject when it comes to your job or your work, more than your boss or a co-worker who claims to be, brilliant or something like that. Or it could be some kind of... the ninth house is also legal matters, and if you're not really up on, whatever in regards to, let's say, like your company, you could read or hear about something, even on social media, about your company that may be a little bit, not necessarily shady, but maybe they are involved in some kind of class action suit or something like that, that you and your co-workers are unaware of. Or could be anything, but you could see or hear something in the media about, I would have to say, about your company or the workplace. And it's neither good nor bad on these days. It's just a little bit of a surprise. Okay. For Libra, on Monday, August 2nd, the Sun in Leo in your 11th house opposes Saturn, transiting in your 5th house of Aquarius. So your 5th house is your house of fun and entertainment, creativity, romance, gambling, sports, children, anything that you can think of that is fun, okay? And 11th house, where you have Leo, is your house of your friends and acquaintances. where you would normally go to hang out. It's your most sociable house, and it is also social media. So if you're not physically going out right now, you may actually just be online a lot. During this time, with this aspect, you may accidentally run into, let's say, like an old flame, an old romance or something like that, that really wasn't what you were expecting to do on this day. Kind of brings back old memories that aren't very good. Also, though, you could, it could even be an old friend that is not necessarily coming back into the picture, back into your group of friends. Just the thought of that even happening is enough to turn you off to doing anything on this kind of day. You know, it's just also, though, your group of friends, or the gang that you hang out in, okay, they could be opposed to something that you're doing. It could be a romance, somebody that you've taken up with. Usually with Saturn in the fifth house, you kind of look for somebody a little bit older and more established. However, they could also be a little bit boring. You have Jupiter here right now, though, at the same time, and it does open up new possibilities for new people to come into your life in regards to romance, or even a creative project if you want to collaborate with someone. Okay, so it just could be something like that. One of your friends could say something to you about whomever it is that you're seeing, and you don't like what they have to say, and they may not even be know you well enough. They could be just an acquaintance to say something like this to you. And there's also not just romance, it could be even a creative project. You may have done something and put it out there for everyone to see, and maybe somebody's critiquing it and they're being a little bit too harsh for you. Okay. On Tuesday, August 3rd, Venus in Virgo in your 12th house trines Uranus transiting in your 8th house of Taurus. So you have Venus behind the scenes in your 12th house. Sometimes this does bring about secret romance or a secret crush, having a secret admirer, and trying to find out who that is, or you could even have a secret crush on someone at this time. But this nice trine to Uranus in your 8th house of other people's resources and money, I don't really think that it brings you in too much of a large wad of cash or anything like that, but at this time I believe somebody could gift you with something kind of nice. It could be a little bit of a secret. Maybe they don't want anyone else to know because you're special and that's why you're getting it, but you know, your friends also think they're special and they think they should be on the receiving end too. Or, you know, it's going to be one of those where people would be like, well, why did they give that to them? Why didn't they give it to me? Okay. And these are adults we're talking about, but people are always like that anymore. So, you know, it's just something like that. I think someone is going to give you something at this time. Okay. On Wednesday, August 4th, Mercury in Leo in your 11th house squares Uranus transiting in your 8th house of Taurus. And on Saturday, August 6th, the Sun in Leo also in your 11th house squares Uranus transiting in your 8th house of Taurus. So we're back to your friends, and even just being in contact with them a lot, having Mercury here at this time. I've already mentioned if you can't go out in public, you may be socializing online or just catching up with your friends that you haven't been in touch with for a while. However, there may be one event or something that you would like to go to, see a live band or a play, or go to a bar or something like that, or even a restaurant or whatever, to hook up with your friends. And this square to Uranus in your 8th house just means that whatever plans that you may have, sociable plans, may cost you a little bit more than you're willing to spend. Okay. You may have had plans even already long before this, and the date's coming around to do whatever. You have tickets for something or other, and all of a sudden all this stuff is changing. You know, it could be because of the pandemic, it could be because there's other people coming now to this thing when they weren't supposed to be there before. But the plans are changing in some way or other, that it's going to cost you a little bit more money, or it's going to just be more of more trouble than it's worth. How's that? Okay, so you may decide to not do something right now. Okay, for Scorpio, on Monday, August 2nd, the Sun in Leo in your 10th house opposes Saturn transiting in your 4th house of Aquarius. So you have the Sun and Mercury, in even a new moon on the 8th, in Leo in your 10th house of your career. Okay, how you, what you do for a living, but it's also your personal and professional reputation and how you're known publicly, how people view and speak about you publicly. And having Mercury here, I'd have to say that that's actually going on right now. One or two conversations about you have come up. You know, you've come up in conversation for whatever reason, but it's probably because someone thinks, oh, you used to do this, or you're known for like a certain thing. Okay, now the opposition to your 4th house of your home life and your family, it's where you actually physically live and the people you live with. Even if you live by yourself, it's your home. It's your past, though, also your childhood, and it's your personal life. So having Saturn here, and even Jupiter, though, is back in this area. So they're evening out each other. They're kind of working together. It just means that maybe something is going on in your career or your job, whatever it is that you do for a living, or however it is that you bring in money, that you're bringing home with you. You know, you're taking it home. Maybe the people that you live with don't care for that. Maybe you have one of these jobs, even if it's something on the side where you deal in collectibles and you're like sneaking stuff into an already crowded house that has too much of what people consider your junk. Even though it isn't, a lot of it is really valuable, but something like that. You know, your job is taking precedence over your family life. So it's only for a day. You know, it's not like it's, I don't think it's a very big deal, but someone that you live with, or someone in your family, or just your personal life, may want you to stop whatever it is that you're doing, at least on this day, at work, to like help them or deal with them or something. It could be even some kind of minor crisis going on at home. On Tuesday, August 3rd, Venus in Virgo in your 11th house trines Uranus, transiting in your 7th house of Taurus. So this is very nice, having Venus in your 11th house of sociability and media, the internet, socializing online. But it's your group of friends that you hang out with and where you would normally go to hang out. It's any kind of organization that you belong to. Also the house of dreams, hopes, and wishes. So having Venus here brings pleasant times for you in all of these areas. In fact, you may do something with your friends, or actually meet a new person at this time, whether or not it's in person or online. And the very nice trine to your 7th house of close relationships and partnerships means that possibly that you may meet someone who knows a close friend of yours, or knows 7th house is partnerships, business, and or romantic. So you could meet someone who knows your romantic partner or your business partner, or whatever. You know, these two houses seem to work well at this time together. So if you are already involved with someone who you have to introduce to your group of friends, this would be the time to do something like that. It seems like they'll all get along. On Wednesday, August 4th, Mercury in Leo in your 10th house squares Uranus, transiting in your 7th house of Taurus. And on Saturday, August 6th, the Sun in Leo in your 10th house also squares Uranus transiting in your 7th house of Taurus. So we're back to your job or whatever you do for a living. And if you don't work at all, this is in regards to your reputation or a status of some kind that you're after. You know, you have... you're seeking the spotlight and for one reason or other. And just this square to your 7th house of close relationships and partnerships just means that someone, romantic partner, business partner, close friends, something or other, could be a little bit opposed to the way you're going about it, maybe trying to even talk you out of some kind of career move you're going to make, or public statement you would like to say, or something or other. Even if you just tweet it or post it on social media somewhere or other, someone could possibly just try to talk you out of it because they don't think it's a good idea. So for Sagittarius, on Monday, August 2nd, the Sun in Leo in your 9th house opposes Saturn transiting in your 3rd house of Aquarius. So both of these houses, the 9th and the 3rd, are communication and travel houses. I'd have to say, you know, your 9th house is long distance, communication or travel. Having Mercury here also at the same time in Leo, I'd have to say you're probably on the phone or at least receiving maybe something, even regular postal mail. From someone who lives at a distance. 9th house is also the house of legal matters, and this opposition to Saturn in your 3rd house maybe means that you're receiving some kind of letter or whatever in regular postal mail. Could even be email or something that may upset you in some way or other. It could actually be anything, but both of these are the houses of writing, you know. You may be, someone may be trying to get you to agree to something or other. The 9th house is the house of legal matters, right? So they could be trying to get you to make some kind of move. You know, they could send you something, let's say, in the mail, some kind of papers that they want you to sign or whatever. You know, somebody could try to push you into some kind of contract or making some kind of move. Could be anything, but on this day I would not try to travel anywhere because it doesn't look like it's going to pan out. Excuse me, it's not that you won't get there, it's just that it'll be harder to get to your destination. So that's kind of the norm anymore as far as the pandemic goes and trying to travel, so maybe it is no big deal because it's happening to everyone. But maybe on this day, if you could avoid trying to, let's say, travel like to another destination. I mean, travel within your own area is like another thing. You know, you might have one of those days too where I don't want to say your car breaks down or anything like that, but you might have to sit in traffic an awful lot. Okay, anyways, on Tuesday, August 3rd, Venus in Virgo in your 10th house trines Uranus transiting in your 6th house of Taurus. So we've got Venus in your 10th house of career, trining Uranus in your 6th house of the workplace and the kind of work that you do. So obviously this is something good. Having Venus in your 10th house puts you in the spotlight anyway. People are saying very nice things about you, but it's usually about your appearance. They're critiquing your appearance and they're talking about how beautiful you are and whatever, okay? But you are also being associated with the kind of work that you do. So maybe you do something artistic or something beautiful, you know, or one of the arts, some form of art. You know, you, whatever, there could be many, many things, but you are right now being associated with the kind of work that you do, and it's all like really, really good, people are saying very good things about you, okay, and your work though too. On Wednesday, August 4th, Mercury and Leo in your 9th house squares Uranus transiting in your 6th house of Taurus. And on Saturday, August 6th, the Sun in Leo in your 9th house also squares Uranus transiting in your 6th house of Taurus. So we're back to the workplace, and the 9th house where you have Leo is also the house of knowledge, higher learning. It's expertise even of some kind. It's learning, even self-taught, anything. And this could be a time where you either feel that you know more than your co-workers or your boss or something like that, or you actually do know more, and there is a better way to do something or other, but no one's listening to you. It's kind of hard to communicate with your co-workers or get them to follow your lead, more or less. So you would more than likely just do what you feel is correct, and let the chips fall where they may when it comes to your co-workers or even your boss. And even if you don't work at all and you're retired, there is still something going on here in regards to having Uranus in your 6th house does make you want to actually do something, you know, possibly bring in some new form of income. And it could have something to do with, I'd have to say, anything overseas, wherever it is that you live. You know, Sagittarians roll foreign, anything. So you will more than likely always do well in another country, even in your own, but foreigners for some reason just really take to you. So you might want to consider something like that in branching out. Okay. For Capricorn, on Monday, August 2nd, the Sun in Leo in your 8th house opposes Saturn transiting in your 2nd house of Aquarius. So thankfully, Jupiter is back in your 2nd house at the same time Saturn is here. 2nd house is earned income, how you earn your money. And having just Saturn here by itself, like kind of dried up your source of income. Whatever was coming in, it was just hard to get at. You know, maybe now that Jupiter's back here, it should kind of like even out whatever's going on here with your finances. Maybe there'll be like a steady flow now. This opposition from the Sun in your 8th house of other people's resources and money means that maybe that's exactly what's going on, as you are now getting through to someone or other to find out where is your money. Maybe you were on, let's say, like unemployment, or maybe you have a pension or something or other, or you were getting help from some kind of government assistance program that's especially going on right now because of the pandemic, but signing up for things. A lot of times the bureaucracy in regards to all of this crap, okay, is just that. It's really, it's crap. So maybe that's what the problem was this whole time, okay, with just having Saturn here for like May up until the end of July. Jupiter moved back here at the end of July, so it should, whatever, clear up any kind of problem that you were having in regards to money that's more than likely yours. It's yours, but you're just not receiving it for some reason. So hopefully you finally get down to getting that move on here, you know, getting something done. On Tuesday, August 3rd, Venus in Virgo in your 9th house trines Uranus transiting in your 5th house of Taurus. So where you have Taurus in your chart, your 5th house is your house of romance and fun and creativity, speculation. All of these areas you may have felt like really, you know, moving forward on. Having Venus in your 9th house just kind of means that maybe 9th house is many, many things. First of all, having Uranus in your 5th house does make you attracted to people that you wouldn't normally be attracted to in the past. You are possibly seeing someone younger. Your idea of fun has changed and is kind of really different than what you used to do. And also, your interest in the arts and stuff has become a little bit eccentric. Maybe you really like different kinds of music and different kinds of film than you did before, and there may have been someone in your life that kind of turned you on to all of these things. Okay, so this could be all new to you. Now, Venus in your ninth house of your personal philosophy and outlook on life, and even your spiritual and religious beliefs, gives a nice trine to whomever is in this area in your fifth house. Whoever is in your life as a romantic interest, or a collaborator on a creative interest or something or other. But there's a very nice rapport going on here. So maybe you are, the ninth house is a distance, travel at a distance, and communications at a distance. So you could be in touch with even somebody who lives in another country or lives far from you. On Wednesday, August 4th, Mercury in Leo in your 8th house squares Uranus transiting in your 5th house of Taurus. And on Saturday, August 6th, the Sun in Leo in your 8th house also squares Uranus transiting in your 5th house. Okay, so the 8th house, we're back to that with it being a money house and other people's money and resources. And you, you know, maybe not having the money right now to do something fun or spend on someone that you're romantically involved with. Maybe you would like to have a nice romantic weekend even with someone, but maybe you just really don't have the money right now. It doesn't seem like it's that much of a problem. You know, it could be that something that you would like to do, even if it's an investment in yourself, such as putting money into a creative project, or even a little bit of speculation, as far as a wager of some kind, you know, even going to a casino or playing the lottery or something like that. You're like, it's hard to get you to part with a buck anyways. You're almost like Taurus in that sense. But a lot of things have changed about you just because of the planets that you've had transiting in your sign. So you're not really like this kind of stuffy earth sign that sometimes traditional astrology makes you out to be. Okay, you're really really out there, and really, you know, I guess I want to say a really happening kind of sign right now. So I'd have to say that, you know, if you wanted to use whatever it is that you have, though it's not really big, don't go overboard in speculating in some way or other, you just might win something or other. Okay, for Aquarius, on Monday, August 2nd, the Sun in Leo in your 7th house opposes Saturn transiting in your 1st house of Aquarius. So, you know, Leo's your opposite sign. The 7th house is your house of close relationships and partnerships, business and romantic or close friends. It's also your house of open enemies or people that just get on your nerves in general. And having Saturn in your 1st house, thankfully Jupiter has moved back into this area, so it's acting as a bit of a buffer. Having Saturn in your 1st house makes you feel very, you know, and think very seriously about everything, you know, especially about you, your own personality. And something like that could be coming out right now. It could be a reason for you having some kind of conversation or doing something within one of your close relationships. Okay, you could bring about, I would have to say it's just a change of some kind or a discussion. I don't really see a breakup or anything like that going on here, unless that's something that's necessary for you, that would, something you need. You know, it could be something like that or other, but it's also a time where your partner, whoever it is, or close friend, could do something or say something that really hits home, you know, really hits below the belt, or it's something you'll remember. It's unforgivable, and you just like can't unhear it, okay, or unsee it, whatever it is that is done. Okay, on Tuesday, August 3rd, Venus in Virgo in your 8th house trines Uranus transiting in your 4th house of Taurus. So this is very nice. 8th house is a money house, and money coming to you through means other than earning it. This house is really active, having Mars here and everything, but having Venus here means that someone, usually it's a partner, but it could be anyone actually, makes their, whatever it is that they have, they share with you, or they make anything that they have available to you to use or to have. Somebody could actually just give you something right now, and it looks like it's something for your home. Okay, this trine to Uranus in your 4th house of your home. And it could be an heirloom, it could be something to deal with your family, your childhood. It could even be like some kind of, let's say, a collectible of some kind, but it could be just collectible to you because it's something that you had when you were a child and it means something to you personally. So something like that, you know, somebody could find whatever, that's something you would really, really like and gift you with it. On Tuesday, August 3rd, on Wednesday, August 4th, Mercury in Leo in your 7th house squares Uranus transiting in your 4th house of Taurus. And on Saturday, August 6th, the Sun in Leo in your 7th house also squares Uranus transiting in your 4th house of Taurus. So we're back to the partnerships, and now your home life, the home, your family, the people you live with, or even if you live alone, this is still your family or your personal life. But this is your physical dwelling and the land surrounding it. So there could actually be something going on like that. Having the planet Uranus here means that there's been ups and downs here for the past couple years and a couple more years to come. Very sudden upsets with family members or people you live with, or anything even regarding your home or your property. And so it could be a time right now where your partner decides that they want to leave, or they want to move in, or they want to change this or that, or you could be the one doing all of this, you know, making the changes. Could even be a child or something, or someone that that lives with you. Could be a parent even that is possibly ill or something like that, and it's you have to spend an awful lot of time anymore either caring for them at your home, or it's taking away from your, let's say, your marriage even, and you are constantly having to deal with them at their home or the hospital or whatever. Okay, so it could be something like that. So for Pisces, on Monday, August 2nd, the Sun in Leo in your 6th house opposes Saturn transiting in your 12th house of Aquarius. So your 6th house is the kind of work that you do and the people you work with, your work schedule. It's the house of health. But I'd have to say right now what's going on here is probably work related. The opposition to Saturn in your 12th house of secrets and behind the scenes actions by you or someone else. It's also the house of self-undoing, the subconscious mind. Jupiter has moved back into this area, so maybe your thoughts aren't as negative as they were before, or your fears that you have no idea where they're coming from. Suddenly they're there and you never feared that thing or whatever before. Maybe things are a little bit better in that area. Okay, so something could be going on though at work, okay, with your company, a boss, a coworker, or anything, even a client, you know, that is making you wonder what you should do. You may think about making some kind of moves, you know, that are done in secret. Okay, having Jupiter here means that somebody could, if you needed help, somebody would be helping you do this. Okay, but it's to help you. You're like securing your position more or less. You're making sure everything's going to be okay for yourself, you know, because there may be something going on at work that you're just not sure about. Okay, doesn't seem like it's a really big deal right now anyway. On Tuesday, August 3rd, Venus in Virgo in your 7th house trines Uranus, transiting in your 3rd house of Taurus. So having Venus opposite your sign of Pisces is actually pretty nice. It makes you not really feel like doing anything, though. You know, you feel like kicking back and just doing fun stuff. You know, even your conversations won't be unpleasant. You don't feel like discussing anything too harsh or you know, like, again, unpleasant. So that's kind of like what this brings is Uranus in your 3rd house brings really nice and sometimes very unexpected encounters in your normal everyday life. Okay, the 3rd house is just that, and it's people that you would normally encounter throughout the normal course of the day, like your neighbors or you know, people you see when you go shopping or something like that. So you could have one of those kind of encounters on this day, but it's and it could be somebody that is from an old neighborhood or somebody you used to go to school with. Your 3rd house is also your siblings and your cousins, so you could actually either run into one of them or just hear from one of them. On Wednesday, August 4th, Mercury in Leo in your 6th house squares Uranus, transiting in your 3rd house of Taurus. And on Saturday, August 6th, the Sun in Leo in your 6th house also squares Taurus, transiting in your 3rd house of Taurus. So we're back to your 6th house of the workplace, okay, and your place of health. Also, though, this is the house of service to others. And what that means, this is how I usually give the example, is it's a 50-50 thing, okay? You need help in some area or other, and someone else you know also needs help. And so you help each other, and you both benefit in some way. But it's usually out of necessity that this arrangement is like made. So the square to your 3rd house of, again, your neighbors, your siblings, your cousins, could be something that you are possibly doing for a neighbor, or, again, you're someone you're related to even. And maybe this was something that was already in place. Maybe you were already doing something like driving them somewhere, or watching their kids and they did something or other for you. Maybe you did their grocery shopping, or I don't know, checked in on them or whatever, something or other, okay? So looks like maybe you're having a little bit of a change of mind when it comes to this arrangement, that's all. You know, maybe whatever help you needed is done. You don't need that help anymore, so you want to end the arrangement because there's no reason for you to continue, right? You're done. Or, you know, it could be anything, but it's something like that. So, I hope everyone enjoyed their forecast for this week. Be sure to check out my monthly forecast. Check out my Ask Me a Question in the description section below this video. There's also a link to my website if you would like to have your personal chart done. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. See you next week. Goodbye.